Wow, man. Unbelievable. I just get more and more confirmation as to why I need to speak about these things I've been talking about. I'm telling you, I just keep getting confirmation, man. Even when I try to stay quiet and be to myself, I would see something that would turn me right back around, and I have to speak about these things again, man. Like, bro, this dude, I was just sitting here chilling. I was listening to this guy on YouTube. He was saying that he was in his mid 20s and he does not care to see 30. That is very sad, man. Very sad and very unfortunate. It tells you about the world that we live in. It says a lot about what the world that we live in. It confirms everything I've been saying too. This guy doesn't even care to see 30. That's crazy, bro. I actually spoke about this before, man. Not only is the homicide rate going up, but the suicide rate is also going up. And guess what? This is a young Israelite man. Y'all still don't believe me when I tell y'all that the war is on you. You gotta understand how crafty the devil is, man. He prefers to break you down mentally. Because if you're broken down mentally, you're going to break down emotionally. And if you're broken down emotionally, well, you're broken down spiritually too. Because the emotions is tied to the heart, and the heart is tied to the soul. Anyone would tell you, yeah, the devil is a liar, but he's definitely not stupid. But like I said, man, it's not all about outsmarting the devil. There is a trick to the trade. You only need to grow spiritually. You need to learn how to elevate yourself spiritually. It's going to be a perilous journey. Because once you start to grow spiritually, the devil is going to start to send his minions after you a lot. Trust me. Listen, there's some of you who don't think this stuff is real. I'm telling you, man. You're going to think that you're having night terrors at first because you're having these visions that seem like nightmares every night, but every time you have these visions, you're being attacked by people that look very mean and look very evil. Those are demons, bro. You're going to start to see this a lot, man. Like I said, when I first started my journey, bro, at one point I wasn't getting any sleep because I'm always used to have an issue with sleep paralysis. I was having an issue with sleep paralysis already. It was like the devil already knew who I was going to become. And he was trying to stop me. And once I started coming into knowledge of who I was, I'm telling you, man, the demons started showing up to attack me every night. It went from 2 or 3 times a week to every night. It started getting to a point where I no longer wanted to go to bed. I started seeing things even while I was awake. I was being approached by demons while I was awake. You know, I was seeing these spirits jumping in and out of people. I watched a demon, and you know what I mean? A demon was talking to me through my sister. Like, yo, I kid you not, during this time, bro, all of these things was happening during that time. I briefly spoke about this before, but yeah, demons started talking to me through my sister, man. Because she was sitting there drinking. Like I always tell y'all, man, when you're drinking those alcoholic substances, you are inviting demons into your vessel. That's a true statement. That's not a myth. That's why people they have memory loss if they drink enough of that stuff. They be so filled with demons. They be filled with so many demons, man. You know, they're never known for doing anything good when this happens. You know, people have to tell them what they did, and it's never anything good. I remember one night I was drinking with my sister and my friends, and I can't remember anything from that entire night. The last thing I remember was we were dancing and drinking. And we were sitting down at the table, and that's the last thing I remember. I can't remember anything else from that night. I have not drank like that ever since. You know, I had drinks after that night, but I didn't get drunk like that anymore. You know, when you're having that kind of memory loss, something ain't right. If you ask me, bro, if you intake something in your body and you're having that kind of memory loss, nah, I don't want it. It's probably ain't good for you, man. There's a reason why that's happening. Sorry, I diverted. I started drifting off again, but yeah, this guy, I was listening to this young man talking, and this guy said he doesn't even care to see 30, yo. Listen, we need to come together, y'all. This is the whole point I've been making the whole time. Because if we stay separated like this, man, a lot of us are going to die apart because we refuse to come together. We rather laugh and pick at each other for having problems. It doesn't make sense to me, bro. You're laughing at people for having problems. You point your fingers, you're calling yourself, you seem to think you're better than them. But you're stressed about your own issues. This is why, yo, listen, stuff like this is the reason why we have no one to talk to. Stuff like this is why we have young men his age not even wanting to live to see 30 because he feel like nobody has his back. I don't know this young man, but I can guarantee you this is exactly why he's feeling that way. He feels like nobody has his back, really. And the reason why I know it is because I was there before. When I was his age, I felt like that at one point. I didn't want to live to see 30. I've seen enough of this world. And this was during a time where things were much easier than it is right now. What you're seeing right now, I mean, bro, this place is the devil himself at this point. It can't, bro, to think that that's actually going to get worse is scary to me. This place is about to get even worse than this, man. I'm already scared. Just the thought alone, I try not to even think about it, man. I'm so serious, man. I do my best to not even think about it, man. But like I was saying before, man, I'm seeing grandparents that are homeless. Okay? Another thing that I'm noticing is there are a lot of kids that are homeless. These kids are barely even 20. They're already homeless, man. Never used to see that before either. We're seeing a spike in teenage pregnancies. These babies are having babies, bro. As crazy as everything is already, bro. They're going to try to raise children in this satanic ass kingdom. Like I said before, man, I know I have a soulmate out there somewhere, man. I know she's out there somewhere. And she's waiting for me to come home to her. But how can we have a happy life with each other in a place like this? We'll be running forever. We'll be running and fighting forever. You gotta understand that the Most High God has a lot of enemies. And a lot of his enemies know exactly who I am. Because I am a soldier in the Most High's kingdom. The second they discover your identity, you're already in danger. So I can't even reveal your name even if I wanted to. I cannot allow them to know who you are and where you live. And you'll immediately become in danger. And I refuse to have something happen to you. You got a problem with me, come after me. Leave her alone. Leave her out of it. She has nothing to do with this. This is between me and you. I promise when this war is over, I'm coming home. But there's no way we could live a life together in this place. I feel sorry for these kids having kids. They got it the worst right now. Because that young man who's in his mid-20s that don't want to see 30, that bar is about to be lowered. You're going to have kids that's not going to want to see 20. And just like him, they're going to be young Israelite men, young Israelite women. Because the system is rigged to destroy us. I don't care what anyone says. Y'all might not want to believe it, but it's the truth. Or you wouldn't hear this little young man saying things like this. You wouldn't hear people his age making statements like this. You don't even want to live to see 30, bro. How can things be that bad? You're going to blame it on his upbringing? I don't think it's that cut and dry. There's a lot more to it. It's society itself, man. I can actually relate. I know what's wrong with him, man. I relate. It is society itself. I can guarantee it, man. I only watched the first minute or two of this guy's video. I don't even need to watch the rest. I already know what's wrong with him. This is how bad it's looking right now, y'all. Y'all still don't believe it? Y'all still chasing dreams, living in a fantasy? Telling people who don't chase their dreams that they lack ambition? Telling these people that they can be whoever they want to be? If that's so true, then how come you have so many people out here who never became who they aspired to be? Why there's so many? You know how many times they've been told that? And they actually believed it? But I'm supposed to think that these people never became who they aspired to be because they just simply lacked ambition. Or they lacked a proper upbringing. Aren't y'all getting tired of being stereotyped like this? I know I am. I had people flat out judge me just because I have dreadlocks. One dude asked me, "Are you a thug?" Why the dreads? Just start hating you, man. They just start hating you for stuff that's not important without even knowing you. And guess what? This guy sees how I'm walking this spiritual journey upright, and he still tried to diminish me. Why is he doing that? Because that's a spirit of envy. That's the devil himself. He despised humans. He despised the children of the Most High God in general. You see these people going out of their way to debunk the Bible. They try to go out of their way to debunk the Israelites. And so on and so forth, man. You never see them going out of their way to debunk these atheists and these scientists. You never see them do that, bro. Like I said before, man, you're going to have a hard time convincing me that nothing exploded and created all of this. I refuse to believe it. It doesn't even make sense, first of all. And second of all, it's designed too perfectly. It couldn't be an accident, man. There's no way this is an accident. You might as well say that your entire life was a mistake. If you're going to go that route, why do you do anything? These are your low vibrational thinkers, man. I tend to stay away from these people. And they think that I feel like I'm better than them. No, it's not that I feel like I'm better than you. You just don't believe that you can better yourself. That's the problem I have with you. You think too low yourself. I actually want you to realize your true potential. Don't you get it? You downplaying yourself. It's not me who's downplaying you. You don't hear me though. When you start downplaying yourself like this, You start to sound like this young man who's in his mid-20s who don't want to see his 30s. You start sounding like him after a while. You see what I'm saying? This is what ends up happening to us, man. This is why it's important to be aware of yourself, man, spiritually. You need spiritual growth, man, especially right now. You may not have been born to be a warrior. You wasn't born to fight. But it doesn't mean that you cannot grow spiritually. You might be a healer. Some of us warriors, we need medics out on the battlefield. You understand what I'm saying? You might be a healer. It's time to discover your purpose, yo. So all my brothers and sisters, I love you, man. Don't give up. All right? Peace.